Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is The Local Live.
Hey everyone, I'm Jackie Grosha.
And I'm Rebecca Berman. Welcome to The Local Live and our 22nd show.
That's right, folks. You're watching the best source for community stories and updates happening in Larchmont, Mamaroneck, and Rhinebeck.
Later on, we will introduce you to Jack Belisle, Zach Nagin, and Matt Wassong, three Mamaroneck High School students who are recognized for their talent as young, promising filmmakers.
Now, let's take a quick look at the stories we have prepared for you tonight.
What's going on at Playland? We have the latest news on the park's uncertain future.
Was your teacher at this week's Mamaroneck School Board meeting? Find out which educators are getting rewarded for their hard work.
And guess which team scored LMC TV Varsity Sport Play of the Week?
Interested in making movies this summer? LMC TV's Teen Summer Filmmaking Workshops is in the spotlight.
Looking for a friendly companion? This little guy is looking for a new home and just loves to be around others. We'll introduce you to him later.
County Legislator Catherine Parker has announced her decision to withdraw her support from Sustainable Playland Incorporated, SPI, and their plan to rehabilitate Rye Playland. In a statement on her official webpage, Legislator Parker writes, "Too many answers to important questions are missing. Right now, there are no reassurances as to how the county will benefit financially from this agreement." In her remarks, the legislator also cited Rye residents' concerns that parking availability and the environmental impact are not being properly addressed in the new plan. Westchester County began soliciting developmental proposals for Playland in 2010 after years of falling attendance and revenue. If SPI were to be rejected as the Playland developer, officials would be able to choose from other interested parties.
27 teachers and staff from all across the Mamaroneck School District were commended in a school board meeting on Thursday, announcing this year's tenure candidates.
On behalf of the Central Administration and Building Administrators, I say congratulations on your tenure appointment. May you look back on this occasion and reflect on effort that helped you achieve initial success and use it to define your future success and professional story as an accomplished educator. Congratulations.
If you would like to see the whole school board meeting, you can go to www.lmctv.org for videos on demand.
And last, Larchmont adopts a cap-busting budget, a 4.7% increase that exceeds the state-mandated cap of 1.9%. But it's legal according to state rules if a majority of the trustees voted for it. All 5 members of the Board of Trustees voted for this budget. Coming up, here's Mike Witches in the media segment. He keeps you updated on what's trending in our local media.
On April 22nd, a group of Mamaroneck parents whose children do not go to the public schools filed a legal petition challenging the district's transportation policy. That's the one that now allows the district to pay for public transit passes for some high school students instead of providing them with yellow school buses. Those words from the district's statement published this week in the Larchmont Ledger. The superintendent and board are opposing the challenge, citing what they call factual and legal inaccuracies. Moreover, they argue that the policy change is based on numerous decisions by the Commissioner of Education over the past 20 years. And they say a number of school districts already use public transportation passes for some students, including Rhinebeck and Pelham. You can read the full statement from the school board at larchmontledger.com. In Mamaroneck Village, some residents are mobilizing to stop Bowtie Cinemas from turning the Mamaroneck Playhouse into condos. The Mamaroneck Review reports that a new group, the Mamaroneck Residents for Protecting the Playhouse, wants to reopen the cinema and not let Bowtie's real estate division turn the building into anything else. Resident Carol Aiken asks that the company have some compassion for a community that's outraged and be willing to work out a compromise. Aiken and others looking to grow a movement against bow tie are angry with the approach the company chose in closing the cinema. Currently, the village has no application for a building permit or demolition permit or site plan application or other documents. Aiken's group can be found on Facebook. The Loop debuted a new feature this week, journalist Peter Moses and his column, The Westchester Eye. The focus this week, fire departments. The village of Larchmont, the village of Mamaroneck, and the town of Mamaroneck each have one. Moses asks, why? Why does such a compact area need 3 separate departments? Moses tells about efforts to consolidate in Greenburgh. He praises firefighters, but cites a statistic he found on the fire department website that the town of Mamaroneck has so far this year responded to just one fire, March 20th in Larchmont. Yet that fire drew over 100 firefighters from local Westchester firehouses. But it was brought under control within 45 minutes. Does the town of Mamaroneck really need 3 separate fire departments, says Moses? That's a good question for local taxpayers and elected officials. Well, you can tell Mr. Moses what you think via theloopny.com. The Loop also corrected its report from last week about no more block parties this summer. A message from village manager Richard Slingerland says there will in fact be 2 street fairs, one on July 17th and one on August 14th. They'll run from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., only this time they'll be organized by the village, not Mamaroneck Shares. The vote for school budgets and Board of Ed members is Tuesday, May 20th. Polls will be open from 7 in the morning till 9 in the evening. Of course, the district websites have information, but this week the Journal News published a county-wide election guide. It takes a little clicking around, but you'll find facts and figures as well as biographies of candidates for the school board. There are no contests in either Mamaroneck or Rhinebeck districts, 2 openings and 2 candidates in each. The Journal News did get the date wrong. It's Tuesday the 20th, not the 21st. Westchester County Legislator Catherine Parker, who represents the area around Playland Park, has now withdrawn her support for Sustainable Playland's proposal to overhaul the park and bring in new attractions. Her statement was published in the Journal News and the Mamaroneck Daily Voice. I do not believe it constitutes a viable and proper future for Playland, writes Parker. Unresolved issues include traffic, parking, the large field house, and how the county will benefit financially. She fears Playland could be buried in litigation, so she's urging that the other 2 potential partners waiting in the wings be heard. In a response published on the Daily Voice, Sustainable Playland spokesman Jeff Thompson says, quote, "We respect Legislator Parker's decision, but remain committed to restoring Playland Park and adding new facilities for year-round use of the park." The Daily Voice reports that Mamaroneck teen Sean Howard became an Eagle Scout earlier this month. He's a senior at Mamaroneck High School and a member of Rye Troop No. 2. For his Eagle Scout service project, he developed and has now started a plan to repair and paint 4 rooms at Harrison Presbyterian Church. And finally, on LMC this weekend, you can catch girls and boys lacrosse from Rhinebeck and softball from Mamaroneck. And LMC has announced its annual awards night. It will be June 10th from 7 to 9 p.m. This year, the celebration will be at the Veteran of Foreign Wars Post 1156. That's on Boston Post Road in Larchmont. The awards will be followed by refreshments. Well, that's a sampling of the local news I found this week in the media.
Hey guys, you're watching the local live. Stay tuned.
Woo! Yeah.
Welcome to the Local Lives Roundtable. I'm Michael Witch, and with me, running our social media, is Maura Carlin.
Hello. Don't forget, you can participate in this discussion. Call, tweet, or email to the addresses on your screen and join in. Talk to these filmmakers.
Yes, and we have a heck of a roundtable for you tonight. This week, we're lucky to have 3 talented filmmakers from Mamaroneck High School, each of whom has just won honors at different local film festivals. Matt Wassong's short sci-fi drama project,
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
Regrow, sorry.
Regrowth, I'm sorry, that's a little a prompter problem. Project Regrow was the winner at the Greenwich Youth Film Festival. Zach Nagin's documentary Dos Caminos about the dual language program at Mamaroneck Avenue Kindergarten garnered second prize at the Pelham Picture House Future Filmmakers Festival. And Jack Belisle's piece Friends about the blurring of the virtual and the real captured best overall at the West Essex High School Film Festival and second place at the Hendrick Hudson Film Festival. Well, congratulations, and we'll be watching clips from their work. But first, let me ask you guys why you make movies. Who wants to answer that question? I think you're all going to have the same answer, frankly.
I would agree.
Because it's
Fun.
It's fun. Thank you. Well, Matt, do you want to tell me why?
Well, not only is it fun, you kind of get to create worlds or different, I guess, experiences that wouldn't really exist in real life.
So you can really create a whole other set of characters and a whole other situation.
You can create a whole other world or anything. Like, you can create spies or, like, mine, world hunger. I mean, that's a thing, but
yes,
yeah, like, make it more serious.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Zach?
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun for you
because... Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun, but, like, I also hope to someday have an inspiration to be able to, like, have an impact on people with a movie I make, just, like, something for a cause I enjoy, just something that kind of just, I don't know if it makes a difference in, like, society is the right way to say it, but just, like, makes a difference in, like, someone's life.
I think that's just the way to say it, make a difference, yeah. Jack?
It's also fun with the amount of people you get to work with, and then after it's all done, you get to see the final product, and you're so proud of you and everyone you've worked with on the project, and it's just a great feeling.
I think those are three distinctive answers. I'm very impressed. I spent a delightful afternoon watching the videos, not only the ones that won the awards, but also the ones that you've also got on YouTube. I think, Jack, you've got 70-something films, and Zach, you're like 27 or 34 or something like
27.
that.
27. I've only been doing this for like 2 years, maybe.
Oh, there's a list I saw, and your stuff is on. Is your your stuff?
No, his
is Vimeo. That's it. Okay.
I'm YouTube.
You're YouTube.
I will do YouTube.
Okay, and you've got a few
Yeah, I've
up
got
there.
like 30-something.
Yeah, so you've been at this for a while.
Yes.
It's not just this year. And you're just a sophomore at the high school.
I am.
And you guys are juniors.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Well,
Videotape?
I think I was just about to say that.
Okay.
You just, where our minds are melded here.
Why don't we go to the videotape?
Okay, which one are we going to see?
I believe we're going to see Matt's first.
Okay. Can you hang on for 1 second? Can you tell us a little bit about the Project Regrow?
Well, Project Regrow is set in the, I guess you'd say either distant or maybe not so near, like, I guess future. World hunger has become a very big problem.
Yes.
And there's this company, and they've been tasked with creating something to help fix it, but not everything goes right.
And what we're going to see is a scientist in a lab.
Yes.
Okay, we shouldn't say any more than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, they're ready for the videotape.
Let's take a peek at Project Regrow.
I have finished the formula. So far it seems to be going well.
No, they ruined it.
Uh-oh, Our filmmaker says we've spilled the beans, no pun intended. Sorry, Matt.
No.
Tell us who the scientist was.
The scientist was played by a friend of mine, Cole Burke.
Right.
He's also a sophomore at Mamaroneck High School.
Okay, and his job in the lab was to concoct something that would save the world, literally.
Yes.
Help things grow. And he found a successful formula.
Yes.
And then
He messed it up.
something happened, yeah.
Yes.
So, well, actually, it's an excellent video.
Thank
It's
you.
an excellent story. How did you come upon the story?
My thought process is a little weird when it comes to creating stories. Like, I think of ideas, usually they involve like a lot of action, like a big action movie. Then I realize that I can't do that. So I take out a piece of that. I originally came up with an idea for like another action movie, and in it there was this special formula in it that would like give people like special powers, or and then I took that, I came from that to scientist in the laboratory, and then I just thought of a whole bunch of different ideas and ran them by Miss Domroff, and then
Now we should
have a
settle on
caller.
this.
Okay,
Oh,
but I
a
just want to
caller.
clarify, he's just mentioned Emily Dombroff's name, and Emily is the video teacher at Mamaroneck High School. And
Yes.
she teaches all of you, right?
Yes.
In different classes or the same class?
They're in the same
I mean,
class.
they're all more or less the same class. Like,
Except for info.
just
I mean,
video.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a
Okay,
call.
we have a caller.
Go ahead,
ahead.
caller.
Are you there, caller?
Yes, hello. I was wondering who your inspiration of the famous movie makers.
Okay, let's ask Jack
Thank you,
first.
caller. Let's
You
start
have
with
an
Jack.
inspiration, Jack?
I do like the way David Fincher stylizes his films. I think they're excellently edited and cut, and have a rapidness that a lot of other films don't have.
Okay, Zach, thank you. Zach.
I honestly have no like one inspiration. Just I see movies or videos or just really just any artistic thing that I like or just anything in general, and I just kind of build off of that. So just kind of.
And Matt, do you have any one filmmaker that you particularly admire?
I have to say Steven Spielberg, because I like the way how he can go from genre to genre and still be, I guess, successful in those fields, and just the wide variety of films that he makes.
Are television shows as equally attractive to you guys, or are you, let me ask you since you're right here, are you a movie person?
No, I'm a big fan of television shows too. One in particular is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just love the Marvel movies. I think they're great. Like, I would love to direct one in the future, but the TV show is just, it's like, TV shows like that with the high production values are just like small movies within themselves, and they cover the details that you wouldn't really see in a 2.5 hour, 3 hour feature.
Same for you, fellas? Zach?
I mean, I honestly used to not watch a ton of movies and TV shows, but lately I've been watching a lot more, and I kind of come to realize that like, I actually really do like TV shows a lot more than movies, I think, because I feel like they have so much more time just to do things, and because they could have like seasons upon seasons, while movies only get like an hour and a half, which is equivalent to like 3 shows in like most TV shows, so you just don't get that much. And I feel like with TV shows, you could kind of just like, the characters can develop a lot more, and the story can as well. So I like that.
And Jack, you feel
I've been enjoying a lot of television shows recently. I'm juggling like 5. One of my favorites is definitely Netflix's House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, and it just it blows me away for each episode. And there's not even that many, and I can't wait for season 3.
So, go on now.
Matt, yours was more of a documentary. Is that your genre, or do you make film, you know, more fictional films as well?
I haven't done that many creative pieces really, but I've done, since I'm in like the school news this year, I've done a lot of news stories this year and like a lot of news-related pieces. So I've done a lot more kind of like reporting, like documentary-esque pieces this year. So, yeah. Although I'd like to do more creative stuff.
Okay. I think we should probably show a clip.
I want to, yeah, tell us the story of how you did Dos Caminos.
Right, so I was actually kind of recruited by the administrators of the school district, the assistant superintendent and all that jazz.
Right.
And I kind of just said I'd like to do it because it interested me. I thought it'd be cool and a good experience, and it was.
Did they help you set things up?
They handled getting like all the permission forms from the kids and everything.
Yes.
And then, but I did all the actual like
Okay.
video work.
So you went to Mamaroneck Avenue Kindergarten, and you videotaped children in the kindergarten, and then you had some people that you interviewed as well,
Right.
who had sound bites, as we call it in the biz. And were they interviews or were they scripted sound bites?
Most of them were interviews. There were a couple points that certain like the teachers and the principal wanted to hit, so they made sure they hit them.
All right, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves now.
Well.
So,
Right.
control room, if we can, take a look at a bit
Dos Caminos.
of Dos Caminos from Mamaroneck Avenue School.
Mis manos hacen, mis pies hacen, mi boca hace.
The Mamaroneck Union Free School District has a dual language program. It's called Dos Caminos. Dos Caminos Kindergarten has 2 classes, a purple group and a blue group. Each group is comprised of 24 students, 12 of which are home language English and 12 students which are home language Spanish.
Well, you have charming little adorable kids. You really can't go wrong with a video like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were cute.
And we should tell the audience, and in all fairness to you guys, that when we downloaded these from YouTube or Vimeo, we had to recut it a little bit to give people a sense of what it is. But they should look at the whole thing. And it's on Vimeo right now?
It's on Vimeo, yeah.
Okay. Maybe we can post that address before we end the show.
Okay. We also have an email.
Oh.
What advice do you have for young people trying to break into filmmaking?
Well, since we're talking to you, what do you think?
I mean, there's not much to say except just, I guess, do it. I mean, it sounds like a little obvious, but just just practice and just get a feel for what it's like, and just continue from there. Don't be afraid to ask other people of like what they think you should do. Like, don't be afraid to ask for advice, because 95% of what I know just came from the video teacher at the high school, Miss Dombrov, just kind of helping me and just looking over my work constantly and just helping out a lot.
Giving you feedback.
Giving me a ton of feedback. Yeah.
Same with you, Jack?
Yeah, and also in this day and age, you can find a lot of tutorials on the internet. So if you don't have a teacher that you could have access to at the high school, you can look up a tutorial for a camera or an editing software online. And even if you don't have a camera, most phones now shoot super high quality video. So you literally can make a video or a movie with my phone, and I have. I've made a few pieces just filming on my iPhone.
And we should mention that LMC TV makes equipment available to people who don't even have access to a smartphone. And they can come and actually take a course this summer. LMC offers 2 courses. So the message to people who want to start a career is do it. Do whatever you can. Yeah? Would you like to add something?
Yeah, I mean, I just started out with a flip camera that my dad had, and I just made short videos with my brother for many years until I finally started asking people. But you should just go out and do it and film it. Like, there's no downside to doing it. Like, don't be embarrassed to ask people or friends, I'm kind of repeating what Zach's saying, to be in it. Like, don't be embarrassed to show it to people. Just keep practicing.
Keep doing it. Keep practicing.
Doing it. Keep practicing.
Learning by doing.
Yeah.
Good. Did you want to add something here?
I didn't.
Okay.
Not right now. But we should probably talk about Jack's film.
Well, we can do that, but I just want to mention to...
Sorry, Jack. I'm trying. I'm trying to help.
I just wanted to congratulate you, especially for your camera movement and your sense of editing on that Dos Caminos.
Thank you.
Very nice, smooth camera, nicely paced. And I teach this stuff by way of full disclosure here. I used to teach at Mamaroneck High School, but I'm not there now. But it was a pleasure to watch. Pleasure to watch. So, as time is moving on, Jack, can we move to your video? And you've got a narrative.
Yes.
Called Friends.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
It is about a girl who is just, in this day and age, obsessed with her phone, computer, Facebook, etc. And then one day, she gets a message from a guy she doesn't know, and of course, wanting to be popular and have as many friends as she can, she accepts the friend request, and then things just go downhill from there.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure which section of Friends our control room has ready for us to see, but let's take a look at a little bit of Friends.
Go ahead, Mike.
Very interesting. Congratulations on that. One of the things I noticed about Friends is you're not afraid to use dark images. In fact, there's a lot of just black screen, and sometimes the light comes from just a flashlight beam or just the light of an iPhone. Other people would not like that. They would tend to fill the screen or put in some fill light somewhere. Any special reason why?
Any special reason why I chose to use darkness? Well, I kind of want to just give a sense of aloneness, like showing that there's no one around her. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, you also allowed the technology to talk.
Right.
You had a lot of sound effects from the iPhone and the Facebook and the telephone, of course. Yeah.
Right, and in regards to that, we hear those sounds every day, and we don't think of them as threatening or bad. But in this film, I tried to make them sound as scary as they could.
Was this like a cautionary tale to teenagers?
Partially. I mean, I don't think that anyone would actually like. I shouldn't have said that. Is it a cautionary tale to teenagers? I guess a bit. I didn't mean it as a don't do anything on Facebook kind of tale, but I tried to kind of get a message across.
Well, it's been in the news a lot. I can imagine that you've read that somewhere and picked it up. You do read too, by the way, don't you guys?
On occasion.
That old technology.
Sorry, what's that?
Alphabet. You know,
no, they don't look at books. They use iPads.
Well, the iPad has an alphabet.
I think
yes.
it might be before my time.
Oh, please. We have a few minutes to go yet. So this was not an assignment that you had to do some kind of a social warning video or something like that. No.
We just had a narrative assignment in video class, and this was 2013, so I guess I was a sophomore in high school. And
for the folks who don't know what narrative is, can you just in a sentence explain what a narrative film is?
A more story-driven plot as opposed to, and fiction usually, as opposed to a documentary which is covering something real or a, oh gosh, what are other things you can make?
Well, actually, you're looking at Zach and his
his
documentary was more
documentary news report-ish as opposed to a storyline.
Right, and yours was a storyline as well.
Yes, mine was a narrative as well. It was the same project. Just a year later. Yeah, we were both assigned the same project, so. Yeah.
You know, I was kidding with you just before about the words and reading. But of course, what you're into is a whole different alphabet. I mean, when I was growing up and when we were growing up, we learned alphabets, we learned words. Words were put together into sentences that became a thought, a story, right? A novel. What's the equivalent to a word in film and video? I think it's like the shot.
Yeah,
it's the camera picture. And look at all the stuff in the camera picture. You've got the lighting, you've got the action inside the frame, you've got the composition of the frame. So that plus editing, plus sound, music, you're learning a whole new vocabulary. Well, you're using a new vocabulary and a whole different kind of literacy.
Yeah, I think a shot is more than just one word. I think it could be like an entire paragraph. Just like in one shot, you get the whole setting, you get the characters, there's dialogue in there as well, which is sentences of that. So I think it's more than just a word.
Yeah, but I noticed when you did, there was a sequence in your film where a flask was put down And I think you used 3 different shots for that.
Yes, I did. There was, I think it was one from underneath, one from the side, and then like a close-up. And it's like a different way to express things.
Yes, and just like an author or a writer would use different choice of words, you use different sequence of shots in order to tell a story.
Like sometimes there can be, like an example in the movie Up in the Air, he's packing his bag and there's 20, 30 shots, and that's just one sequence where he's putting shoes and clothes into a bag and walking out the door.
What do you think of the program at Mamaroneck High School? The fact that the schools are teaching this? Good?
More than good.
Yeah,
Yes?
excellent, I would say.
I think it's great because I know that most schools don't really have this type of program, and it's a great experience to have because if you really love to do it and you want to go into that field later in life, it's a great experience to have instead of just going into college and taking a video course in school for the first time.
Well, we actually have a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first one is, what would you do if the MacArthur Foundation gave you $1 million for a creative project?
What is the MacArthur Foundation?
They have a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
It doesn't matter.
It's the money.
Show me the money.
Focus on the money. What would you do with it? You have something in mind?
You better say give it to LMCTV. No, I'm just kidding.
I would take it and run.
You would take it and run?
No.
I don't believe that. No. You've got a lot of money. You're into filmmaking. What huge project could you imagine yourself doing with that money?
I mean, I feel like I don't have the experience yet to like be able to like calculate how much money it would be to like create and like what the scope of a project that size would be. So something big, probably. Like,
something big, yeah.
Fireworks, maybe.
Sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Huge sci-fi.
You would?
Yeah.
Have the 3 of you, this is another question we got in, thought about working on a project together?
I mean,
have we?
I'm working with Matt this weekend.
Yeah, I'm working with Zach.
I've worked with Zach before.
So everyone wants to be with you.
I'm like really
cool.
Zach's the best.
He's pretty much amazing.
Are you the cool guys in the high school now? I think we gave you that billing.
I don't know.
When we advertised this show, yes.
Tweet your answer at the local live. Are we the cool guys in high school?
Very good, very good. I think you are, actually.
We do have another question.
We have our groups.
Another one, okay.
About plans for the future. Film school, college, filmmakers.
College. Yeah, I mean, I plan on going, hopefully, to NYU to do film at Tisch.
Okay.
That's kind of what I want to do.
Pretty much the same. I would love to go to film school and then move to LA or
be a filmmaker.
Be a filmmaker.
You, Jack?
I'm so young.
I'd love to go to film school as well.
Okay, so there's going to be a run on the application.
Well, you know, there are some well-known filmmakers in the business who are Mamaroneck High School graduates, so I think hooking up with Mamaroneck alums would be a good thing for you. Yeah.
David O. Russell.
Bennett Miller.
Director of American Hustle, nominated for an Academy Award.
There you go. There you go. Yes.
Don't forget Silver Linings Playbook.
Yes. Also, I think nominated for an Academy Award.
Right.
Well, you're 3 well-spoken and obviously talented young men. Thank you so much for being with us on the Local Live. And for people who want to see your entire film, is it going to be shown locally, or do we have to go to YouTube and Vimeo? Is there a film festival coming at Mamaroneck High School in June or something?
There's a video show, which is next
Wednesday.
Tuesday
Or Wednesday.
This Domrov's video show on Tuesday.
And is it open to the public?
It is open to the public.
7:30 p.m. in the Pace Theater. Come through, Larchmont/Mamaroneck.
There you go.
And drinks shall be served.
There's limited seating, so.
Limited seating, so get there
like
early.
maybe like 100.
Don't take my seat.
200 people.
Okay, but they're also visible on YouTube.
Yes.
Just go to YouTube and put your name in.
Put my name in.
Put mine
And
in.
Vimeo, what do we do for Vimeo?
Search my name, I guess. It'll pop up somewhere.
It'll pop up.
Just don't go on my Facebook.
Don't clog his Facebook.
Don't friend me.
Okay.
Especially if I don't.
Well, I think we're seeing the young version of some future Academy Award winners in here. Thanks again for being with us, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. And that's about all the time we have. I want to thank our guests, Matt Wassong, Zach Nagin, and Jack Belisle, and wish them great success in their careers. And we also want to give a shout out at this point to Alina Suriel, who's one of our young anchors, and she's graduating from SUNY Purchase
That's right,
tomorrow.
this weekend.
As a journalist.
That's right.
A journalist.
And
Congratulations.
remember, if you have any ideas for the local live, please feel free to email them to us or tweet. Thank you for watching. We'll be community stories in a moment.
The prompter.
Three, two.
This week in sports, the Mamaroneck baseball team already had a big lead on rival New Rochelle when Gabe Marquim sent over the fence in his LMC Varsity Sports Play of the Week.
Ooh. Gabe Marquim with a home run, a rare sighting here at MHS. A phenomenal shot. That thing was 10 feet over the fence.
He told me that he wasn't going to hit a home run. So, interestingly enough, he does.
And Mamaroneck is off to a 9-0 lead here in the bottom of the third.
What a shot by Gabe Marquim to right field. He saw his brother do the same thing and just had to be a little better, I guess. But
yeah, phenomenal.
And with the win, Tigers coach Mike Schiaparelli noticed his 502nd win career. Here's coach on passing 500 win mark.
But obviously, when you get there, you think back to all the great kids you had, the great coaches, and Donardo and Glazer and Loman, the guys that helped me, and Kurt Jachter, the guys that helped me out all these years, the support from the school and the Little League being so great. It all came right through, and it didn't seem like it was that long, but it was 30 years. It was a long time.
If your child is interested in becoming an actor, producer, or even director, LMC TV's summer film workshops are sure to help. Let's check out a clip of our past summer program where kids learned how to make their own films.
Looking for your child to have a great summer? Sign them up for LMC TV's Team Filmmaking Workshop. Young people 12 and up have an opportunity to film, star, and direct in their own movies. Check out last year's participants. Don't let your teen miss out on a fun, productive summer. Sign them up today. LMC TV, your community connection.
One.
Benny is approximately 3 years old and is super cute. He loves to give kisses and is an active little guy. He would even make an awesome agility dog for an energetic owner. We think Benny is a Chihuahua mix, weighing 16 pounds and fully grown. Benny is friendly with other dogs, especially females, and gets along great with people. Benny is neutered, microchipped, and up to date on his shots. All he needs is a family to call his own. Please email Courtney at snarrnortheast.org.
Hi, I'm Judge Christy Derrico. Watch The Local Live Thursdays at 7:30 on LMC TV. That's in order.
Well, it appears we're out of time, folks. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we promise to continue keeping you informed on all things newsworthy throughout the community.
Indeed we do, Jackie. A big shout out to everyone there in Larchmont, Mamaroneck, and Rhinebeck.
Remember, we're always looking for volunteers and interns. I'm Jackie Grosha.
And I'm Rebecca Berman. We'll see you next time here at the Local Live.
Bye.
Tell us what you think. In person, over the phone, online. Watch and hear yourself on TV. You tell us, we air it. This is the Local Live.